Well, the UCP went ahead and did something that I thought they wouldn't dare do. They've announced they're clawing back the Canadian disability benefit. I find this to be a very unfair act, and most of the Conservatives and Conservative MPs that I've spoken to also believe that this is very unfair. They all created the Canadian disability benefit because they recognize that disabled people across the nation are living in poverty. The only people that don't seem to recognize this are the people of the UCP, who continue to call absolute poverty very generous, or the most generous benefits in the country. Now, I've talked to some people in the UCP that have good hearts, but oddly, it always seems that they're sidelined or made to be quiet once I start speaking up and speaking my mind about disabled issues or disability issues. I can only assume that the Libertarians have taken over control of the United Conservative Party, that it's no longer conservative, because as I've said before, conservatives may be frugal, but they're not cruel. This is definitely sticking your hand into the collection plate and taking money out for your own means. Now, the way I think of a right-wing libertarian is a person that sees their little tiny world as a circle of a few people. So a libertarian really doesn't belong in government because government takes care of all of society, not just the chosen few. The libertarian must surely see the disabled community as a poor investment instead of understanding the terms of the social contract, which says the rich can live in avarice and be protected by laws as long as they care for the vulnerable. I also think those that make policy towards the disabled community in the UCP do not understand the empathy required to be a good human being. Either that or they're suspending their empathy by looking at us and saying, they don't look disabled to me. You can suspend your empathy if you think you're being cheated. If you can assess a person's life by just looking at their exterior and then take that person and compare them to the rest of the disabled community. I don't look like I'm all that disabled. I just have stage 4 cancer. And neuropathic disorder and diabetes and plantar fasciitis and Schumann's disease, but I don't look disabled. So I find this very frustrating. I'm trying to speak passionately without being angry. I think the UCP really needs to reconsider their actions. I don't like the idea of a person suspending their empathy by feeling they're getting ripped off by people that don't look disabled or who are sitting at home playing video games instead of working. Even that saying, oh, they're probably just sitting at home smoking dope and playing video games. What a demeaning comment to make to your fellow man. Like anybody is going to choose a life of sitting at home playing a video game instead of living a good life where they have a family and children. A video game is only a substitute for a life. It's not a life. It's the best you can achieve when you're in extreme poverty. You're creating a proxy life if you're sitting playing video games. This is not a choice that people would make. So, all the comments that are made by the UCP seem to be generated to relieve themselves of their sense of responsibility. I know usually I'm quite amiable and try to appeal to people's better angels, but what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to say to the politicians that have done this? I try to talk to them with reason and suddenly they stop talking to me. They've got their mind made up what they're going to do, and that's that. There's the saying, nothing about us without us. Laugh. That's not even a consideration in this UCP government. Well, I hope I haven't depressed any of you. I'm certainly upset about this. The, the funny thing is the Canadian disability benefit is something that I'm not even going to be applying for, but I just feel for those that were really counting on this because they're trapped and can't work and are severely disabled. They're the people that are the most severely disabled of us all. Can't walk, can't get out, can't buy enough food, can't have all the things they need to achieve a sense of well-being. But we're hoping for this benefit to give them a little relief. And along comes the UCP and tells people to apply for the disability benefit, offering them a little bit of hope, and then shows that the only reason they asked people to apply for the benefit was so that they could steal it later on. Again, I would love to be a fly on the wall inside the rooms of the people in the UCP who make policy. But man, do they ever need somebody that's disabled advising them, because this was just terrible. And if I was a liberal right now, I'd be saying, well, look to see what conservatives do. And if I was a conservative in the federal government right now, I'd be saying the UCP is conservative in name only. Anyhow, I would like the community to stay positive, enjoy the blue skies while you can, survive as best you can, and be in the community and count on each other. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.